McCordsville Architectural Review Committee meeting, Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. Roll call.
Dr. Brian Burney, Bethany Frost,
Here.
Tom Strayer,
Here.
Jordan Adams,
Here.
Jenna Bentley.
Here.
First off, I'd like to introduce our two new members. I think you guys have already met, but we have Jordan Adams here to Bethany's left and Jenna Bentley to your right. And so, could you guys kind of just introduce yourselves to us, give us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Jordan Adams. I've been in town for about 6 months now. And I am an Artist Services Manager with the Indiana Arts Commission.
I'm Jenna Bentley. I moved here with my husband in June of 2022. We have a daughter and expecting another daughter in May. And I am a lobbyist. I work for the Indy Chamber currently.
Thank you, guys. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So actually, we can't approve the minutes anyway.
We could continue those to maybe later in the meeting. We'll have enough. I don't think we did officers last month.
We did not, because we knew we'd have
Yes.
the full.
So I think we certainly can do that tonight. You can always postpone it again, but we're starting to get late in the year, so would rather see that get done. As a reminder, anyone can nominate anyone for that. And then once we close nominations, you can vote on both president and vice president. Currently, the president is Bethany, and vice, I think, is Tom.
I think so.
Okay.
I didn't know. I
Did
knew
you run it
you.
when I was sick? Like one time?
Would one of you like to be the vice?
All you, Jordan.
Sure. Happy to do it.
Not usually not.
Sure. Happy to do it.
Well, I nominate Bethany for president.
Jenna, I presume?
Is it
Yes.
president or
Brian
chairman?
President, either way.
Thanks for serving.
Yeah. Pre-enrolling.
So now we need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Okay. Now vice. And now vice.
So you're president again.
Tom, do you want to make that motion?
Motion to nominate Jordan.
There you go.
And the second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
All right.
And now we can do minutes.
Yeah.
I move we approve the January minutes.
Second.
With the edit for the date.
Oh, yes. With the, we need to make the amendment for the year of 2025.
We'll get that done.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry. I was-
That's just 3-0, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Remember your first name, so-
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Old business?
Old business, Lennar Homes. They sat patiently last month and waited all to have to come back again this month. Just introduce us, give us kind of the brief overview, and then we can dig in.
Sure. Good evening. My name is Taylor Navarre, Entitlements Manager with Lennar Homes. Address is 11555 North Meridian Street in Carmel. Excited to be here tonight and be heard. We are excited to propose Alexander Ridge 2 is what we're calling the site. It is essentially an extension of the existing Alexander Ridge community that we just started to be active with in November of 24. We started selling homes. This is off of County Road 900 and 500. So as you can see to the west, the immediate west is the existing Alexander Ridge site with 127 home sites. Alexander Ridge 2 will consist of 107 home sites. We're proposing the exact same product line as Alexander Ridge 1, It's a mix of what we consider our venture collection with two-story and three-car garages options, and then some of our ranch collection as well, with obviously primary bedrooms, primary suites on the main floor, and again, kind of an extension of Alexander Ridge, similar product ratio, kind of a 60-40 split with the venture collection of the two-story, and then the others of the ranch products. So we kind of were, after discussing the site with Ryan and staff, we originally wanted to amend the existing Alexander Ridge PUD ordinance, but then further discussions kind of led to the best way forward was to rezone this to a separate PUD, kind of create its own ordinance, minor tweaks here and there. I think there's some cleanup items from the first Alexander Ridge that was previously zoned by someone outside of Lennar, a different developer. So this was our opportunity to really kind of hone it to craft the ordinance for ours while still maintaining that consistency throughout with the high level and intentionally designed community here. So before you tonight, we've got a number of elevations and products. I will kind of let you lead the way, I guess, on where to begin, what you want to jump through. I know the petitioner packet has them kind of alphabetically listed by product type. Obviously, there's area A and B kind of split, again, the two-story and the ranch collections. So be happy to just go through these one by one with y'all and kind of answer any questions you may have.
Before we do that, Ryan, this is currently being drafted or it's completed as far as a PUD draft?
It's in draft. It's going to Plan Commission this evening.
So what architectural standards are in there that we should be aware of? Can you give us a brush up on that
Yeah.
before we look at them all? Since we don't have it really written yet.
So I'll kind of fast forward here to the actual architectural standards that are in this PUD. This is actually the older version of it, but there's 36 different requirements in the PUD. This follows a very standard approach for us in terms of being very similar to our more recent PUDs for suburban areas of McCordsville, right? Making the distinction there that this is going to obviously be different than places like McCord Square or Colonnade or Hampton Walk, which have a lot of attached product and other things. So in terms of a traditional suburban approach where we have a lot of only single-family homes being proposed, these standards are going to be very, very similar to other recent development in McCordsville and incredibly similar to the existing Alexander Ridge neighborhood. Very, very similar. Not exactly the similar. As Taylor noted, there were a few things we wanted to clean up and make sure that we addressed a few things that we had saw that were problematic the first go round. Most of those actually were, I would say, more site related than they were home related. But
Can you highlight those for us, what the differences are?
off the top of my head, I don't know that I could do that other than the site things that are different, right? There was a very different site plan for this site than Alexander Ridge 1. And so it was necessary to create a new concept plan and change some of the language that applied to the concept plan. So a different trail system, different amenities.
Really, same landscaping requirements, same
Yep.
buffering. I think the one thing that jumped off the top of my head was when we came through this process last year with updated elevations, and I think ones that we proposed, the existing Alexander Ridge PUD required a 50% masonry on the front elevation,
Yep,
I believe.
that's a good example, yep.
And we proposed and reached an agreement that we would do a masonry wainscot wrap on all four sides of the homes. to satisfy that masonry requirement instead of doing 50% masonry on the front and no brick or masonry on the side and rear. We offered, again, that wrap
So will
on
the
all four
masonry
sides.
match all four sides then? When it
Correct,
wraps?
yeah. So that's one thing that we updated. We reflected that language that we had approved last year with Alexander Ridge to be consistent in this PUD as one update.
Do we have high visibility lots in this one? With
We
different
do.
standards for those? I don't see them marked on the site plan.
We did a little bit different way. Instead of marking them, we included some language right here and
Sorry, I'm getting part of number 9 there, but if you look at number 8,
So it's a description of where they are?
correct all the perimeter lots that back up to 900 or 500 would have one gable, minimum of 3 windows on a one-story, 4 on a multi-story.
and you're obviously already going to have the wainscot wrap on those.
And then somewhere else in here, we talk about
Any corner lot within the neighborhood having an additional window,
Yeah,
plus
that's
your
what I
wainscot
was
wrap.
asking about, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is how they're defined as to which ones have those.
Correct.
And we could always, the previous PUD had lot numbers in it, and that gets kind of tricky sometimes because those can change throughout the construction plan process or platting process and could
and they
cause
did, and they did in that
discrepancy.
case.
Yeah, so I think one of the points that we wanted to clean up is just identifying, describing them with perimeter home sites or corner home sites. We could go as far as having an exhibit with dots or asterisks. We kind of do that internally to make that indication.
And basements, optional, no basements?
This will not be basements.
And garage doors, all decorative or variable or option? Or
They will be decorative with windows and hardware
because
similar.
some of the elevations show them like plain panel and others show decorative. So they'll
Correct,
all be decorative.
Yes, that's the fault of just our renderings not reflecting all of the options that we
And
that we
garage
have.
sizes are, is there a 440 minimum or?
I think it's 415, is that right?
It's 440.
440.
Yep.
Yeah, some of these might be under that on the floor plans.
They would, and mainly the ranches, and we would then offer the 4-foot extension in that case, just like we did in Alexander Ridge 1, to either meet the square footage requirement or the garage
Is that in
facade
here?
percentage.
Do we need to put that in an amendment in a motion?
Say that
The
again?
extension, if it doesn't meet 440.
No, I mean, the requirement just simply requires a minimum 440, so
Oh,
we don't care how they get to it, but they've got to get to 440.
okay. And they agree to get to 440. Porch size?
Yeah.
It's
cover?
in here. It's,
I believe 24 square feet,
I
the
think you're right, I'm trying to find it.
4-foot and
Right here. All homes
Depth.
shall include a covered porch or portico of at least 4 feet deep from front of home or front to front porch, or a minimum of 24
4 square feet.
That's all the questions I have. So, you want to show us?
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Take us-
and just to your point, I mean, we literally copied the Alexander Ridge PUD and just cleaned it up where we could to make it more clear while still being the exact same products offered there.
I'll just kind of scroll and Taylor, if you would want to kind of high level each one of the models here.
Yeah, so we could, starting with the Allen, obviously 1 story. And I do want to point out, as Ryan, you did in your staff report, that, you know, we kind of packaged all of these together, but there were some that were denied with Alexander Ridge 1. We weren't trying to squeeze anything by you all. It was just kind of part of the package here. So
Yeah, we didn't like the A, right?
yeah. I mean, if you like it now, I'm okay with that.
That's not
But-
any better.
But yeah, I just wanted to be transparent there. We weren't trying to sneak anything in. But yes, Allen A was.
I've seen this guy before.
Yeah, good memory. But yes, Allen A or B and C, and again, these don't necessarily reflect all of the options that would be offered and required to meet all of the stipulations of the architectural standards, such as garage door enhancements, a possible 4-foot extension. but they should show the brick wainscot on the front, and that would be featured on all four sides.
So Alexander A is being pulled, correct? Or I mean,
B and C.
Allen A.
Allen
Being pulled,
A being pulled, yep.
yeah. Ashbury?
Yeah, next we have the Ashbury, which I have as all of them. Our ranches kind of come from a couple of different collections. This is from our Cornerstone collection. So again, brick wainscot wrap, high-level features there. I think all of ours are required to have minimum 11-inch roof overhang. The Ashbury also has a rear covered patio kind of built into the footprint. That's a standard option, as you can see on the top left corner there. So that's a nice feature for these homes. The ranches will be more of the perimeter home sites along 500 and 900. So it will be a nice feature to have on these.
This is unlabeled, but this is the Clarence, I believe.
These are that's the Briarwood.
Oh, Briarwood.
These were the newer elevations that we took through in the fall with Alexander Ridge, and these
Right.
do show the bump out, but not the masonry wainscot. We had to make that distinction or clarification in the fall when we were looking at these. So yes, that would feature a brick wainscot all across that 4-foot extension there as well. On all of
So we
these
have
are
some
the-
variation in the sconces of the lighting. Some are beside the doors and some are like underneath the soffit above.
Yes.
That was one of the things we changed in the PUD this go-around, was just to allow them to be flanking or above, so that we didn't have to have that discussion again at the next go-around.
Yeah, that was one item, like Ryan said, we wanted to clean up to allow both options. Some of these Briarwoods do have that kind of gooseneck style light fixtures above the door, where typically PUDs have been written to have lights flank the garage door. So we want to make sure.
We discussed that and having flexibility, and I think we're
Right.
probably okay with that.
Okay,
Although we
great.
have some new members who probably weren't here for that discussion.
But since it's already in the PUD and that's been approved, then it's...
PUD has not been approved yet.
Oh, it
so,
hasn't?
No.
Okay.
We're
It's
still
actually
using-
going to be before the plan commission tonight, right? So we're like
Correct.
flipped on the agenda.
And I'm still fine with either way, depending on
Yeah,
the
me too.
style.
Me
but
too.
then I don't think it's a big enough style issue that they need to be tied to that.
All right, so that was the Briarwood B and C, and then the Chapman. Is that right?
Chapman,
Yeah.
similar comments there with the masonry wrap. On these more illustrative elevations, you can really see the material types. These will all be hardy plank siding, but there's a mix of color packages and material textures with some vertical siding that's more board and batten, and then some feature more of a shake
How many
siding.
shingle colors will you offer?
I think the PUD requires 3 offerings in that.
And no vinyl, right?
Correct.
Here's the C version. This is the Clarence, and that was the previous
Yes.
one that we had.
Clearance A was stricken the
Pulled that
last
one as
time,
well,
yes. Yes.
Because I couldn't see a name on that, but I thought,
Here's the B version. And C.
so you show full brick on the front of these. Would they still have full brick on the front, or would they only have a wainscot?
Some of these some of the ranches do feature more brick as a standard package on the front, but they would all still comply with the brick wainscot wrap as well.
I'm just curious, do you offer this with just the wainscot as well? That'd be an option for buyers?
It may be, but again, I think some of these actually have more masonry on the front as the standard
Okay.
option. Yeah.
All right, the Hampshire.
Hampshire B was removed, or should be removed from the list as well, based on the previous approval.
It's a good size two-story, it looks like.
Yes.
We have the Irvington, also a two-story.
Correct, and this would be what we consider an integrated venture in our integrated collection, which means that the third garage bay is actually built into the interior. So that could be converted to a garage door. That's got the option, but it's already there internally. You can see from the,
So if they don't select that, is that like an office or something, or
it's actually just more garage.
it's just more garage?
Yeah, it's
So
another garage bay.
So it's really a 3-car garage in there, and it's like a
With 2
30-foot
doors.
width, but there could be a third garage door,
Correct.
and there's an articulation between that and the main
Correct.
garage door?
Correct, yes. All of the 3-car garages facades would be offset by 2 feet minimum.
And then like this just shows the 4-panel door, but it would be decorative garage door.
Correct.
That reminds me of one of the questions we had when we did Alexander Ridge was, so can a person request to turn it into finished space of the home? Because then your garage gets under the 440. So I think that was one of those mini commitments we had during the first one was, okay,
Right.
this one you can't turn it into a 2-car.
Yeah. Now, down the road,
Here.
next owner,
Yeah. But you guys
that's a
don't-
building permit issue.
Sure, but you guys don't
yes.
offer that.
No, it would have to be garage, yes.
Yeah, okay. And you're pulling the Irvington A here as well, right?
Per the last list, yes.
Okay. All right, the Jasper.
Jasper is another integrated option there with the 3 garage.
Oh, I went too far.
All right.
We did approve that elevation, it looks like last time, or is this a new line, the Jasper?
The Jasper was included in Alexander Ridge. I couldn't tell you if it's the exact same elevations, but the Jasper model was definitely in.
Yes, I did not have any of those removed from my list, so I have all Jaspers A, B, and C.
I mean, it doesn't really bother me like some of the others as far as the A, but it's similar style.
That's still just one gable on the A.
Correct. And then a reverse gable above the garage.
So if that one had 3 doors there, I almost wish you had renderings that had the 3rd garage so we'd have a better feel for what that looks like, because I think, especially in the elevation A, that would really change the look of that house if it had 3 garage doors and 3 windows, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it has the porch, but
Well, I sort of had it there, Tom. That's the best I can do for you.
On the screen, can you see it?
yeah.
It's showing it there, but it's only half the house.
I mean, I don't have a big problem with it because it is a plain style, but. What?
It is.
Huh?
Yeah.
You
It
like
is.
it?
No.
Oh,
How married are you to the Jasper A, Taylor?
Completely. Yeah. be okay. I've got the building prints if you all want to look at that. It shows that third car.
That's what he showed up on the screen.
Okay.
Just a minute ago.
I was trying to figure out what made us
Third
approve that one.
garage door option.
So that's not going with your guys' track record.
Now, a few of these have, at least some of the roofs are hipped off, and those are all 6-to-1 elevations or greater, or the hip roofs flat, or are they like 512s?
They should all be 612.
So all
The main-
612 are greater?
on the
even-
main roof
Even the
pitch.
hip ones are? So you don't have like modern styles or anything in
No,
here
one-
that needs a flatter roof pitch approved?
No, one of the Kingston A does have more of a hip, but I believe that is still.
Still a 612?
612, yeah. And then obviously the ancillary roof pitches tend to vary. Some are greater,
Yeah,
some are
like the
812.
shed roof over the
Correct.
garage door there on C is probably a 512 or a 412.
Correct.
But we allow those on the little decorative areas.
Yeah.
Do you have any steel roofing in for accents anywhere?
Not in this collection, no.
Okay.
And there is the language that we've been working, or been using now for a couple of years that allow you some flexibility if there is something that's.
Yeah, like, we want it to be standing seam steel if we used it, not the.
You can
not the-
approve it, yeah. So it makes our meetings more complicated, but
we-
it does give you
Yeah,
flexibility.
we kind of care what kind of steel it is.
Right.
Like the one without exposed fasteners instead of, screws with grommets on them sticking up.
Okay. Kingston?
Should we clarify, was all of Jasper okay?
I don't like the A.
Is there a consensus of the board?
I think we all heard from two people, so.
I like all those, okay.
Oh, sorry, my fault, we're on the Jasper, actually.
Yeah, I was a little confused which slide, but I guess I'm okay with A there.
I am too.
All right.
That's pretty plain, but that's all right.
Kingston.
Well, actually, what,
Oh, I'm good
because
with
there was
it.
only two.
There was only two and two.
so-
Oh, was it 2 and
I'm
2?
good.
Oh,
So,
I'm
so we
okay
have a
with it.
tiebreaker right here.
okay, so it passes.
It's okay? Okay.
It's not one we didn't like before.
No.
I don't recall it.
Yeah, the Kingston B.
Kingston.
Kingston B was removed the last time in the lower left.
Yeah, the roof on, just, maybe it's the elevation, just looks so flat.
I think it's the angle, but the building prints, even the hip roofs are all 612 on these.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like it there. It just looks almost like it's an EDPM built up tar and gravel or something.
Right.
That gives you a little bit better idea of the massing of B.
It looks better with that version than it
It
does.
does.
Yeah. Yeah, that rendering's an unfortunate angle, I think.
Yeah, I think they were really trying to sell that sunset in the background.
It's so peaceful.
And so, yeah, we are in the process of improving our elevations to get a better perspective.
Well, most of these are really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the left side of the house is not bad. I wouldn't mind accepting that one.
I think it's probably okay, and if we had a different perspective on it, like the other orthogonal or something, it's almost like it's on a hill and you're looking up at it there.
Sure.
This is the Kingston B, correct, that we're okay?
Yes.
And I will say that, this is a bit of a unique situation because we have Alexander Ridge existing, and we've got some data points and what's working with the market and everything. And the venture collection has been very popular and very successful with the 3-car garages. So I think that will be a main feature with all of these. We're making sure that we accommodate home site width and all of the options available to allow that for the buyers, so.
So this has a third car on the outside.
Which, yes, this
Yeah,
would be
gotcha.
an external, yes, this is not part of the integrated. This would be on the, if you're looking at these, to the right of the garage.
Yeah, elevation B there almost looks like it's 120-degree articulation between the garage part of the house and the front. It doesn't even look like it comes out at 90. It's almost a southwest projection somehow. Almost be better to see it from more front on or more towards over standing in front of the garage. It just makes it look unusual, but I think it'll be okay.
Paddington.
This is another integrated third car garage. Again, kind of that hip roof, but minimum 612 pitch on the primary roof.
Yeah, these are all good.
Yeah, I'm still okay with all those.
Seabrook.
Seabrook is from our Cornerstone collection and would be primarily featured in the ranch area, but in Area B of this PUD. We are allowing some of these to be an option, be featured in Area A as well, just to kind of give a break in the streetscape and to reduce monotony throughout the community.
Are those architectural shingles or are they shake?
They should be architectural.
Okay.
Valencia.
About time.
Valencia is a very popular product line in elevation. This is not the integrated, so again, the third car garage bay would be on the exterior and to the right of, if you're looking at these renderings.
Is it just the floor plan people like, you think, on this one?
I'm sorry?
You said it was real popular. Is it just the floor plan that people like?
Yeah, it's good space. It's around 3,000 square feet. It's just a very popular. I can't tell you why, but it just works.
Okay.
But all of these, I mean, just like all of our products, everything's included. All of the features are high-end at base level. So homeowners aren't necessarily, and this is kind of getting into a spiel. I know we're only focusing on the exterior, but everything will be included. Quartz countertops, higher-end cabinets and fixtures, kitchen appliances, stainless steel. So these will all be consistent throughout the community, whether it's the two-story or the ranch products.
I'm just wondering there on C about a snow and ice slide off the roof. It's a steeper, it's almost a 12-12 going into a flatter roof over the porch, and it's like a ski jump pointed towards the driveway. Could you get a snow slide off of that? Or does it
We
need
go
a-
try. I mean, there's some out there right now, right?
No, if it came off by itself in
Yeah.
sheet,
You don't usually have as much of a problem with that with shingles, though, as you would steel. I mean, with steel.
Well,
you
steel,
need to
it'd
put
be,
stoppers
that'd
on.
be a fatality, but you've almost got potential for a whole roof sliding off there if it was something that got a lot of snow and ice on it, and then it was cold like now, and then it hit, the south sun hit it, warmed it up, it could. You have any kind of snow fence or anything you could put along that thing on C, on the driveway side?
I'd have to look into that. I don't have a good answer for you right now. I would assume that, all of our elevations and all of our products have gone through a thorough design process, and we have very, very well-received warranties and everything, and that's not an issue that I've ever been aware of.
Well,
But
it looks like the walk comes out away from
Mhm.
that towards the street and then goes over to the drive rather than going straight over to the garage from the front door. So if somebody came from the driveway and cut straight across in front of the garage, that's when they'd be under that shed area. Maybe if that was,
But couldn't you say the same thing for elevation B if they're coming up to the front of the porch?
well, yeah, but it's just a smaller section of roof. It doesn't hook onto a great big section that's steeper over it, you know? It's like a ski jump on C, and on B, it's just a small shed roof that wouldn't have the load, you know, there, and would probably stick to those shingles. I just look for sliders.
I think that's something we can ask the petitioner to address with their architectural staff and get back to us in advance of the town council meeting.
Yeah, I don't know how far the garage actually comes out there. If it cuts off access and pushes it out closer to the front corner, I don't know what that step off on the garage is, but it shouldn't be more than 6 feet. So there's probably an open spot where a person could pass under there. I suppose you could put some landscaping there or extend the garden beside it or put up some lattice, I don't know. It's only a problem if it snows a lot. But I have a similar spot on my own home, and it did take off the gutter and smashed the grill that was under it a couple weeks ago.
So Nathan, or Taylor, is that something you can look at before town council and talk with your architectural team about?
Okay. And I'm not sure, I'm not a building code expert, but I'm not sure if that would have any play into that. I mean, something that would be regulated
We
by.
don't have in our codes
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
just,
it's not a residential code issue.
yeah.
it's just something that the steeper roof tying into the shallower roof gives a potential for an avalanche, I think, but it'd be unusual, but it could happen.
Wilmington.
What are those panels on the top there?
Those are accent siding.
Yeah, but what's the
Colors?
material?
It'll be hardy plank.
So the kind of dark gray, blue stuff inside the white trim areas?
Yeah, that'll be hardy plank. It's just designed with a different texture or color scheme to be an accent.
They're not
to the-
windows?
No.
It's a board instead of siding.
Yeah, just wondered what type of material it was.
Yeah, hardy
Fiber.
plank comes in a panel also, hardy panel.
Okay.
All right. Whitworth. Here's the attorney's all right now.
This is another integrated 3-car garage product here.
And this one, we previously did have a concern with elevation A. Asked that
Yeah, I'm
not to
not
be
sure
put.
why.
I think it's because this is flat, Tom, if I remember correctly.
That's right,
There's a trim board, but no actual.
There's no articulation there?
that's right.
Oh.
So
But,
it
so
is-
C does have articulation there?
There is a trim on C above the garage.
I don't think it, I mean, it has a trim board, but I think.
Trim
the-
board, yeah.
The,
So is it just,
they're both pretty flat.
it's probably a matter that C is a hip and a gable and the other are just 2 gables.
That's my guess.
There's plenty of other articulations on the house.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that is why I was concerned. It wasn't that the fact that, I didn't know if the house would actually look, it looks like there's more of a shadow there than there would be, and it looks like it sticks out. And I was just concerned if it's a piece of trim. But other than that, I think it looks nice.
your guys' decision. You certainly can allow it to be built or request that it come out.
I don't have any problem with it.
I almost like the look of that one better than C.
I'm okay with that.
I have no issue with A.
Okay. And I think that might be it. Yep,
Should be
that's
it.
all of them.
So A's, we're
A's
okay with?
okay.
Okay.
So we are looking to make a recommendation to the Plan Commission
Correct.
rather than actual approvals? And then the
Correct.
approvals would be from the Plan Commission.
Plan Commission gives a recommendation as well to the council. Council will
Council.
be the ultimate authority on the rezone. This will come back to you months and months from now for anti-monotony review and approval. And you would be approving or denying of anti-monotony, but this is the approval of the elevations so long as they meet all the black and white text of the PUD ordinance.
So we would be recommending to the Plan Commission that we approve all of these unless they've been previously rejected, or that we accept all of these unless they've been previously rejected, and meet all of the stipulations in the PUD, including decorative garage doors on all, and that's about it. And
Yes,
That's already in there. isn't it, for
variation in
decorative?
this sconces recommended.
All that stuff's in the PUD, so I think, you know, just by providing a recommendation, you're already stating all that. But the key point that I want to remind you of is previously we rejected 6 elevations, and tonight we're only rejecting 4. So I think we need to be specific to those 4
Yeah.
and not reference the old.
Because they were
'cause
presented
it's
again,
different.
so we should probably just say
Yep.
we
There's the
reject
I-
Allen A, Clarence A, Hampshire B, and Irvington A.
Correct.
You want to do that one, Tom?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah,
And
thank you
then
all.
Tonight, you'll just give that to the Plan Commission?
Correct.
Hopefully.
What I'll ask Taylor to do before town council next month is we're going to attach these elevations as an exhibit to the PUD, and what we'll do, and so you don't have to readjust your sheets, we'll just put red X's through those 4. And that way you're not actually having to recreate any PDFs. We'll just attach it to the PUD as an exhibit and put red X's through those 4 elevations.
So do you want each elevation, you know, let's say it's an A, B, and C?
You can literally.
All of those in the PUD?
Correct.
In that exhibit?
Attach this PDF, basically, cut out your cover page and your floor plans, and then like for the Allen A here, just put a red X over this guy.
Yeah, we'll clean it up for you.
That's
Then
even better.
We'll make it better looking.
And then if you
Great.
come back someday and want to add additional elevations, we kind of look at them compared to these as far as the character and quality and see if they fit in.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, hopefully this should be good. Again, we've got 107 home sites in here, so this number of elevations approved tonight should provide enough for anti-monotony purposes and a good mix of product.
What do we got, 4,700 homes approved so far?
Something like
Last
that. Yeah.
14 months or something.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks.
All right, next up, come on up, Drees Homes.
All right. Hi, everyone. Caitlin Dofer with Drees Homes. We are here to add one floor plan to our existing Vintners Park project, which is located off of West 900 North, just a little bit north of here, and then west of North 600 West. So here's the existing project. All those red lots are sold. So as you can see, we're almost all the way through it. But what we would like to do for that back part is to add our parquet floor plan. It's a ranch style floor plan, really popular. And so it's been really successful in the other portion of this project. And so that's why we would like to add it to the estate section. Then here's the floor plan of the parquet. It's about 2,300 square feet, all one floor, 3 to 5 bedrooms, 3 to 5 bathrooms. And it is 1 story, but you can add a game room upstairs if you so choose. And the anticipated starting price for the parquet is going to be about $620 to $640, depending on the elevation. So first one up is elevation B. And I do apologize for the black and white drawings. A lot of our renderings are front load, but we are specifically looking to add only the side load version of the parquet to this section.
And so does that mean you're not offering A in this side?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, A and C can only be front loaded, so
Okay.
that's why those were taken
Okay.
away. And then I just added the rendering so you can see the detail a little better.
Gotcha.
Elevation D, and this one we did have a photo of.
Is that an actual photo?
It is, yep. And then elevation E. %100% masonry on this one.
All the way around?
Just the front elevation unless the buyer chooses otherwise.
Does that wrap at the corners then?
Yes, it will. It has the return right here, and then it will meet the PUD requirements. So if the PUD requires the wrap, then we will do that.
Do you guys have any structural issues with that wrap at the corners that you're concerned about?
No.
Well, this is a single story. I think their concern in the previous
2
meeting
stories.
was it was a 2-story.
No.
I've heard some other builders also have concerns that if they don't have the wainscot wrap requirement in the neighborhood, then they have to adjust the first 2 foot of the footer on the side elevations to account for a brick ledge, and then transition back to no brick ledge on the rest of the side elevation. So that's just, as an aside, sorry to take your time up, but
No,
that's
that's okay.
what staff is hearing on some things. So, we'll continue to monitor that and see how things progress.
And that's real brick, full brick, and the masonry up top is a veneer?
Keith, do you know it's real? Yeah.
So there's 2 stories of support there.
And then last one is elevation F. A little bit more modern.
It looks better there than it does here.
Yeah, the picture's much better.
Lights on and a little bit different perspective.
Yeah.
It looks from straight frontal, it just looks like so much roof in this elevation, but I guess from the perspective of a person, it would look more like this if you were in the street, in a car, or on a sidewalk or something.
Mm-hmm.
How
It's
do you
way better
hand-
there.
How do you handle, are these, when you turn these, are these automatically 2-car with a 3rd car front load on this, like a carriage garage, or are they all 3 sides?
So if you go to the next slide, it'll actually give you, the floor plan view, so it'll be.
So it is 3, okay.
Yeah, 2-car garage, and then this is garage storage, so you can pull in all the way. You
Yep.
probably fit 3.
Staff has, from a standard standpoint, we have no concerns as long as the garages, all these models can have the side load, minimum 3 cars, and offer a basement or require a basement, then the parquet meets all the requirements of this district of the Vintners Park PUD, so.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Did want to do anti-monotony real quick.
Yep.
It's very, very brief this time. I think it's the shortest anti-monotony we've ever had. It is 1 combination.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting that I didn't have a side load version of the Shelbourne F, but picture the one on the right with 2 windows and not a garage door there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is hard to see the differences with the kind of whitewash on the right side, but you do have the vertical board and batten here, in addition to the shingles. This one is just shingles, and then you have the gable decorative features up here.
Bless you. If we
And the
just look at
windows.
the mass of the building, they're
Yeah, I
very
think they're too
similar.
close.
I think they're too similar.
I think similar.
Okay. So Parkette B and Shelbourne F.
Okay, that needs to be in motion as well.
That these are too similar. I move that we find the
Parkette
Parkette,
B.
is that the Parkette F?
B.
B. And the Shelbourne F are too similar.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next meeting,
March 18th,
actually knew the date this time.
it's always the same, right?
No, we
February, March.
moved the October, November meetings from their original publication, right? They're bumped back a week.
Correct.
So they're the fourth week instead of the third week in October, November.
Correct.
It's still at 5:30.
Yep.
Our motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.